has started to come into her own, starting in as a big. Right now at 6'4", she's going to be big in the paint going against some of the post players on Washington State.
That includes the 6'6" Alex Colville, who they were just jumping in the circle, has the ball right now, so having to deal with some size right off the bat. Eleanor Villa against this Iowa defense. Iowa 5-0 this season. Their most recent win against Kansas in South Dakota had a sold-out crowd. And a second chance opportunity here for the Cougars.
You can already see how much Iowa is staying inside of the three-point line, trying to make it really congested in the paint.
Making them go deep in the shot clock as well. Once more, Tuhina will put it up and in. A forced shot. She gets the fall.
It's a high-level shot by Tuhina as well. Getting the ball nice and high so it can't be contested.
Stara Tuhina averaging 8 points per game this season. Her head coach, Etheridge, says best ball handler on this team. Hannah Stuelke decides against a three, working a lot of face-up games so far this season. As a four, she feeds it into the hands of O'Grady, knocking down the mid-range.
And it's huge for O'Grady to be able to step into that short corner, pull the defense out of the paint, but just hit those shots at the end of the shot clock. Big for Iowa.
Getting downhill. Tara Wallack will step back for three. That is no good. That rebound taken by Lucy Olsen, and off to the races for the Hawkeyes. They still want to play with a lot of speed and still do that in transition.
I love that decision from Lucy Olsen. She was under control, coming down, assessing in transition, and realized she had enough room to get that shot off.
Coming off a game in which she had 3 threes, she said it was set. Felt so nice to see the ball go in the basket from three. Shooting 30% this year. That is very much a part of her game and a part of her range.
Make no mistake, Lucy Olsen can shoot. She's a walking bucket.
3-level scorer. Loves the mid-range, but getting to the hoop as well. Trailer Falter thought about that three. Multiple players with green lights for Jan Jensen. The drive, the kick. Let's do it over again for Addi O'Grady. Same spot for another two.
You have to know what everybody on the floor is going to do. It simply takes time and reps together.
Colville thought about posting up, and she will travel back-to-back turnovers for the Cougars. Jan Jensen, her first season in her 25th season, leading this Iowa team from the sidelines, becoming the second coach in program history to start 5-0. If I gave you multiple guesses on the second coach in program history to start their tenure 5-0, that'd be a great trivia question.
I would not have gotten it, to be honest with you, too. So, yes, it would be a great trivia question. And I tell you what's been great is Addi O'Grady on that left side of the post.
And they catch Iowa sleeping on the other side. Wallack getting to the rim. The step back, no good from Olsen. That was a close one to fall out.
This is where Washington State is going to have to take advantage. If I was going to miss quick, they got to come down and get quick buckets just like that in transition. Hawkeyes got to stop the ball.
Villa downhill speed. The ball handler not stopped there. In a tight space, O'Grady on the finishing end, and what a start, 4 of 4.
Really impressive.
She's still 2 games removed from a career-high 27 points. This is someone who averaged 3 points per game the previous 3 seasons. She was 13 of 21. She was an All-American at Texas, won an Olympic gold medal in 1988, an 86 NCAA champion, and has elevated this program to heights they have never reached. Back-to-back 20-win seasons, 4 straight postseasons.
They won the Pac-12 championship just a couple of years ago as well. So Washington State, a team that's had a lot of success. Coach Etheridge, one of the best in women's basketball. She has a lot of international players, which we're going to talk about. And I asked, do you speak any other languages, Coach? She said, my Texas accent kind of makes me sound like I have a mouthful of marbles. No one wants me speaking any other language.
New into the game for Washington State, Diana Mendez.
The system and how Jan Jensen wants it to work and look.
She's been coached by Jan Jensen the last couple of years in the post, and she said it really just finally hit her. She is a senior. She's got to make it happen, really grasp this opportunity. Stuelke no good in the post. Her first real attempt right there at the rim. Mendez will face up and knock down the long two.
Look at, a Hannah Stuelke, who was playing down low at the 5 position last season. Now she's playing more of that 4, so she's having to readjust to taking it off the dribble, being in that type of position and finishing with some authority. A ton of experience now playing through contact. She is tough down low to box out. I like her taking it to the rim off the dribble from the outside.
The freshman Diana Mendez now with 2 personals for the Cougars. Another offensive foul is going to go on Washington State.
It's tough, but also getting stops, keeping Iowa to one and done, and trying to get quick transition buckets is going to be huge for the Cougars to stay in this.
Sydney Falter looking to get her offense going after an early season injury kept her out, and that is the kind of strength and aggression. 47%. Washington State, meanwhile, 5 of 8. That 3 no good for Tuhina. Back the other way for Iowa. Mulaney along the baseline has that blocked. Great defense by Wallack.
The timing on that, perfect from Wallack as well, just following her like a hawk.
Tuhina probing there through the high post. They'll go into the paint, and that is good, going to fall for Candice Petiku. Two minutes on the clock here in the first quarter at Carver-Hawkeye Arena. Iowa 5-0 this season. Taylor McCabe also checking into the game. Here is Stuelke muscling her way underneath. Gets her own rebound.
Last season she came in and started playing really impactful minutes at the end of the season when Molly Davis went out for Iowa. And Fulcher played a huge role. Sets really good screens. Those types of winning plays that don't always show up in the stat sheet but have a massive impact.
On cue for you, Megan.
Love when that happens.
Keeping it alive. Sydney Falter didn't read the help defense there that time. And no foul called on the play, just a turnover by a Falter. That is the first for Iowa in this game. Long 3 for Wallack, and she drains it. Washington is 7 of 11 from the floor. That's 64%. Turnovers have hurt them. Shooting is not. Olsen trying to be tricky underneath the rim, finds O'Grady. And through the hands of Feuerbach. And will be a turnover for the Hawkeyes. Coach Etheridge says we have more depth than we've ever had. We have big physical wings making a difference here today, too. Jenna Villa quickly across the lane, too strong. Sprinting the floor is Olsen. And a blocking foul is called. She'll be shooting 2. Olsen at the line, game tied up at 16. On Tuesday, don't miss men's hoops when the Hawkeyes take on USC upstate. Coverage begins at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Coming up right after that for the Hawkeye men, Big Ten play.
Isn't that
Northwestern
crazy?
and Michigan. Yeah, December's a little tricky like that, isn't it?
And well, it's also crazy to think that November's like almost over. Thanksgiving's here, folks. Hope you're ready.
Jenna Villa for 3, drains it. The third 3 for the Cougars, who are shooting over 60%. Being guarded by Marta Alcina. Off the pick and the pop, not there for Mulaney. And time will expire. A closely contested first quarter, 19-18. The Cougars shot 62% from the floor in that first quarter. Iowa started 4 of 4, went 3 of 14 since, make it now 3 of 15. Wide open, Jenna Villa from long range is too strong, and a rebound on the weak side by Feuerbach. Olsen patient around that pick and roll, looking inside to O'Grady. Falter will drive, kick. Feuerbach is going to leave that one way short, but O'Grady able to control. 5 seconds to shoot now for Olsen. Will pull up, gloves that mid-range.
Good decision by Olsen to stop just short. She had a shot blocker right there down low, able to stop on a dime and let it fly.
She's shooting 53% from the mid-range. It is a huge part of her game. Of course, something she would go to in the closing seconds of the shot clock.
And Lucy Olsen reads the defense, not just the primary level of the defender, but the secondary level. And that's what makes her a special scorer, understanding and making quick decisions with the ball in her hand.
O'Grady working hard in the posts, trying to get that position. Olsen behind the back, drops it off to a falter, and that is good. Long two for Iowa.
Anytime Iowa can get to the elbow or into the paint, they're able to draw the defense in, and that short corner jumper has been open. O'Grady hit a couple in the first quarter. Now instead of Fulcher able to pop out as well to that corner and knock it down.
Dart throws up a wild three. Good shooting, calming down, cooling down here for the Cougars. A foul on the floor.
We don't want the mid-range game to die. It is a great game.
No, we are pro
mid-range game
right here. Ava Hayden, freshman from Oregon, new into the game. Says she wants to beat every West Coast team she can, so looking forward to this one.
I like having a little chip on your shoulder coming out to the Midwest.
Mid-range again for Lucy Olsen, looking smooth.
But what's made her so special, she's got a lot of different types of talent around her here at Iowa, so it's given her almost a little more space to have room to get some of those mid-range shots at the rim.
Lethal shooter in Taylor McCabe. Can't knock it down from three in transition, but what a block that was by the freshman Hayden. And now they'll settle into the half court. Hannah Stuelke finds a seam, delivers a blow, cannot finish, but another opportunity, dishing it off inside, and an easy two for Stuelke. It's a 7-0 run for the Hawkeyes.
Play a little faster, scoring quicker in the shot clock.
After shooting over 60% in the first quarter, the Cougars 0 for 5 in the second quarter from the floor. They go in the corner. Jeff Villa makes it 0 for 6. Coville, the 6'6" center, can't corral it. Stremlow.
Wow.
Inside to Hayden. You run it in Iowa and get rewarded.
I was looking the wrong way. Stremlow had me looking all over the place. What a pass. Man.
Something they love about Ava Hayden, number 5 for Iowa, is her mobility, her footwork. Not the first time or last time that's going to happen where she's sprinting the floor.
Yeah, I like the way that Tuhina is able to get to the rim.
And Iowa will go back to work in the half court. Wallack leaving space to Stuelke. She's going to take off instead, right to the rim and muscle it up. Taking up space, making things tough. Tuhina leaves it short from 3. And bounced around, finally landing in possession of Iowa. Taking Mulaney will take it off the dribble. Off of Pearl, beautiful ball movement by the Hawkeyes lead to another easy 2.
Spacing and moving without the ball are key, and for freshmen to understand those concepts this early in their season is really impressive.
Iowa outscoring the Cougars in this quarter 14-2, but wide open is Villa. She's off target. Chased down by Eleanor Villa. No relation between these two. One from the U.S., the other from Italy. Tuhina weaving her way through. What a move right to the cup.
She's crafty. I like Tuhina's game. She's been able to get into the paint at ease with the ball in her hands because of that shiftiness she possesses.
6 points right behind Wallack for the team lead for Washington State. Mulaney, quick trigger. That's too strong. And a foul is called as a falter was battling for that rebound. Hard screen set by O'Grady. McCabe will misfire from 3, but right there is Mulaney working hard on the glass, and she'll shoot 2. Iowa with 8 offensive rebounds here in the first half. By All-State later on, first half analysis, highlights, will break it all down with the stats in this first quarter, first half in Iowa City. Wallack, who's going to call her own number, throw it up. Maybe an example there of Washington State not being so patient. Inside into O'Grady. She can't convert. Upset at herself. A 70% shooter. Don't often see that.
Taylor No-Look Stremlow. Going to be the new nickname.
But Iowa has been as efficient, especially in the paint. 8 of 17 on layups.
And part of that is Washington State's bigs coming over to contest. Another part of it is rushing the layups. When you go down, keep the shoulder squared, focus on the finish. Can't make it a mental game.
O'Grady started 4 of 4 as Mr. Lex 3. Stuelke making it look easy with her back to the basket.
And so quick, too. Hannah Stuelke feels the defense, goes the opposite way, but her quick direction and quick hips make her so special.
She's got a game-high 9 points here in the first half as that whistle will send it the other way.
Hannah Stuelke used to playing down low on the block last season. Now she's playing outside more. When she goes back to the block, boom. It's like riding a bike.
Stremlo's had some magnificent playmaking in this first half. A whistle away from the ball.
Makes it really tough for the defense to pick its poison.
Olsen in rhythm. No good for 3 that time. There is O'Grady. She will miss at the rim once more. And the other try will fall for Stremlo with a fist pump down the floor. Five seconds left for Dart, who travels. 3.4 on the clock, and you know they're going to be looking to score. O'Grady couldn't find anyone. The heave touches rim.
Why fix it if it ain't broke? You don't want to take contested threes. You want them to be open, and you get open threes by getting paint touches and forcing the defense to collapse.
Olsen, Stuelke, the leading scorers, 9 points apiece. No double-digit score on either side. Quite balanced and unselfish offensively for the Cougars and the Hawkeyes. They go inside to Coville, and that will rim out.
That was deep paint position by Coville, too. Just couldn't get it to go.
Lucy Olsen calls her own number and puts it down.
Really nice read by Olsen. She had just enough space between her and Coville so that shot didn't get blocked.
She's so good at just reading, creating, playing freely. They're on the backdoor cut. That's not going to fall for Eleonora Villa, their leading scorer, just 2 points in this contest. Here's Olsen once more, 2 for 2 to start this second half.
When Olsen's down low on the block almost, she will alter her shot to make it a little higher release point.
The pick and pop, Mendez doesn't hit anything, and Olsen is definitely fouled there.
That's why you got to keep it tucked in so the refs can see when it's been pulled out.
That's the secret.
It's a secret. Secret sauce.
Stuelke barreling to the rim, decides to dish it out. Working with Olsen, the 2 leading scorers on this team. O'Grady finding some space and rolls it through.
And splitting the double nonetheless as well. Get to the rim, get fouled, go to the foul line, stop the clock, and put points on the board.
Megan, they were 2 of 16 from the floor in the second quarter. They're 0 for 6 to start this third.
They got to get the ball inside. Try to get some easy buckets in the paint.
They go into Mendez, and she'll barrel to the rim. High percentage look.
Just like that.
You've been on target today.
No notes.
Into Stuelke, the hard take. Count it.
You can't guard Hannah Stuelke when she gets that deep in the paint and keeps you on her back. Don't have any, Sloan.
And that's your job.
I know, it is.
Wallack picks up her second personal. Preseason all WCC. Being that 4th or 5th option is the block complete by Stuelke. Now she's toward the top of the list. Olsen is going to settle it down here. Falter looking for Hayden deep in the post. And the foul before the shot.
It's actually going to be a shortened court, I'm hearing.
That's right.
So that's good for all parties involved. But she's making her mark already at the professional level after doing so here at Iowa City.
Hearing someone like Addi Wilson say the things that she said about her, too, is just really heartwarming to see the impression that she made on someone like that.
You know when Addi Wilson is singing your praises that you're in a good spot. And what are her fans called? The Martinis? I love
that's
that.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of 20 jerseys here. She was taking some selfies with fans as well. Good to see her back here in Iowa City. Lucy Olsen trying to go to work past the midway point of this third quarter. Iowa dominant in this game. from the second quarter on, outscoring Washington State since the start of the second, 32-6. Mulaney barreling to the rim, and she'll be shooting too. Showing their skills and really not showing any fear.
We're about to see the gauntlet of Big Ten play before we know it. You have UCLA right now up big on South Carolina and has the hockey lineup where she's sub 5 and 5 out. It's very unique. It's been a lot of fun to watch.
Lucy Olsen trying to go coast to coast, can't convert. Felt those footsteps coming behind her of Mendez. Intercepted. Stremlo in the passing lane and then is fouled by Alcina.
She's had a great floor game. Like doing all the little things, getting into the right spots just shows the IQ that they possess.
When you talk about this freshman class, they were ranked in the top 10 overall. Blocked on the perimeter and almost keeps it in play, but defensively showing significant strides.
And just efficiency being there as well for the Hawkeyes. It's huge, and you're seeing in a game like this, see the bucket finally get going there for Villa. I like to look at that pushing pace. It's like the pace is different. Goodness gracious, she's putting on a show.
She just plays with so much joy. You hear Coach Jensen talk about how she just is free. She is fun. She has this confident kind of personality coming in to this program with the expectations. She's just herself.
So much more out there from an AAU standpoint. You have McDonald's All-American games. You have prep schools. You have players specializing earlier. Players are coming in already with the handles that you need to compete at this level. I've been really impressed over the last couple of years, the freshman classes we have seen in college basketball coming in and playing immediate impact minutes.
O'Grady has the angle and has the lay-in for the Hawkeyes. 35-9. They are outscoring Washington State over the second and third quarters. Washington State now 2 of 17 from the floor in the third. And a whistle as Mulaney was trying to post up.
Good job.
Jensen said, I'm going to start having Gustafson-Sonano expectations of her. It's because she can do it, though. But when you see that kind of leadership she's having, navigating this offense from the post, that is much different from what we've seen.
And this is only 6 games in for the Hawkeyes. Like, they're still getting used to playing with each other. Everyone has a brand new role this season, but quickly adjusting.
Offensive foul on the Cougars. I think I saw the explanation is literally he's colored like a pancake.
Okay. Sometimes it's simple.
Lucy Olsen. Later tonight, we've got Big Ten volleyball coming your way. Indiana facing Ohio State. Coverage begins at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Indiana coming off a sweep of UCLA as the heave will not go at the buzzer
By the Hawkeyes in the second and third quarters.
This is a Washington State team that has won back-to-back seasons of at least 20 wins. 4 straight postseasons. Of course, they did lose players like Charlie Sledger-Walker, who's over at UCLA, as Coville picks up another block. This team at this level to 9 points in 2 quarters. They've shot 2 of 16 and 2 of 18 respectively in the second and third. It is a big boost to this Iowa defense that is more of a focal point this season. More dedicated time in practice and more of an emphasis. Lucy Olsen.
In addition to her ability to get to the rim and knock down the 3, she's special.
Wooden Award top 50. She's on the Naismith, Nancy Lieberman preseason All Big Ten as well. You're going to hear a lot about Lucy Olsen this season.
You gotta get her the ball down low. She's gonna post deep.
Stead hands it off to Stuelke. Still looking for her first 3 of the season. Entered tonight 0 for 4, but something this coaching staff is urging her to do. They say the shot is there.
Can you imagine when Hannah Stuelke starts hitting 3s consistently?
Scary stuff.
How do you guard her?
Glad I don't have to have an answer. Second chance opportunity. Beautiful dish from O'Grady to Olsen. Sticking with the play here in the fourth. Another example of how active O'Grady has been throughout this game, directing her teammates, working the glass. This time, another opportunity for Washington State. It just has felt like a lid. Subscribe right now at Big10Plus.com. Every sport you can think of, every school, everything you miss out on is O'Grady. Will knock that down. She's got 14 from three-point range. That time it's drained by Jenna Villa.
Transition threes, you can normally get the defense off guard, get more into a rhythm. But to that point, Iowa hasn't had to settle for threes either. They've been able to work it inside. The mid-range game is going and cutting without the ball. Beautiful play by O'Grady to a falter.
This is what this team is continuing to solidify, Megan, is the timing and the movement with new players establishing new roles. Another steal, Olsen. It is numbers. She'll drop it off to a falter for an easy fast break lane.
Just like that. Olsen staying patient, creating opportunities off the steal. She could have gone in all the way for the layup, but makes the unselfish play, letting her teammate take it.
8 rebounds, 5 assists. Those 8 rebounds, a new season high for Lucy Olsen to go along with her game high 17 points. We got 4 of them on the floor alongside Lucy Olsen. Mulaney will double dribble.
That's a tough home and away to have to play.
They are one of the most efficient, best shooting teams in the entire country. So that is not going to be easy by any means. But they're going to be making a trip to the Pacific Northwest as well.
And that's going to be something you're going to see some teams. Some are going to Los Angeles to play both UCLA and USC. Some are going instead to play Washington and Oregon on the road.
It was a 1-point game after the first quarter. Washington State led 19-18 and have not come close since. Why not with the bank shot? That kind of afternoon for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Jada Jimfy getting on the board with the 3.
I got to tell you, nobody got up and jumped higher than Kate Martin in the stands as Jada Jimfy knocks that down, her buddy.
Jimfy was close with both her and Caitlin, too. Said I was just going to miss
Gabby
talking with
Marshall
her while we're stretching.
She's got good content, too, on TikTok, right?
You might be right.
Here you go. All the time and space in the world to get it off. Nothing wrong with a little bank either right there. Jada Jimfy coming in. Kate Martin has also been the most popular person in the gym. She's taken so many selfies, and that's what's been so cool about watching Iowa's program the last couple of years. Oh, Sloan. There you go. See it. Someone checking at the scores table we were just discussing here.
That's right. We were mentioning Addi O'Grady. She tore her ACL in December of her senior season. This is her Hawkeye debut, a top 60 player in her class out of Peoria, Illinois. Her father, A.J. Guyton, played in the NBA. Her mother, Adriana, played basketball for 25 years with the Brazilian national team. Taylor McCabe about her career goals to build skyscrapers. She's studying structural engineering. But she actually mentioned she was able to get an internship because she was just well known that folks around town and other businesses are so familiar with the team that it gave her a good boost.
You got to network. Come on now. How about building skyscrapers? Nobody wants me building a skyscraper, I can tell you that. But we've got a couple of engineers on this roster for Iowa. Addi O'Grady as well, right?
Chemical engineering for her.
Goodness, smarties. Yeah. Gotta make sure I'm read up on what that is exactly before talking to you next time.
2 minutes to play here at Carver-Hawkeye Arena. Callie Levine bringing some energy. She's fouled along the baseline.
Gets to get in the game. Like, this is a feel-good game for the Hawkeyes going into their holiday tournament. MTE down in Cancun. I gotta tell you, after a win, the flight just feels better, the food tastes better, all of the above.
It also helps when you're going to Cancun.
Probably solves a lot of problems.
Addi O'Grady going to the free throw line, a chance to score the first points of her Hawkeye career. This is the first time she's ever appeared. Was recovering from a torn ACL, which happened in her senior season, and officially scoring in this contest, the freshman Addi O'Grady.
I love the bench getting excited. It is so difficult to have to come back from an injury, battling back mentally, physically, all the above. And your teammates get it with you. You can see the chemistry with this Iowa team on full display.
2 for 2 from the free throw line. Well done by Guyton. Washington State, meanwhile, going to fall to 2-3 this season. This team also in a transition period of sorts. We talked about Charlize Ledger-Walker graduating from the program. She's now at UCLA, but they're trying to refine the identity of this team to make a run in the WCC. They were selected second in the preseason poll for that conference as Edgar earns herself a three-point play opportunity off the bench.
It was a nice job by Edgar gathering, staying balanced, and absorbing the contact. Stays with a little bobble there, but nonetheless, Edgar able to clean it up. Like, as a coach, you go into film and you can't be too upset about that defensive performance you saw in the second and third quarters. I mean, really throughout this whole entire game, take some stretches of the first quarter out of it. Iowa did a really nice job slowing down Washington State and dictating tempo and pace of play in this game.
12th turnover for the Hawkeyes, stolen away by Charlotte Abraham. Mendez steps into it, and the rebound ripped down by Edgar. Stolen away, though, by Jean Chu. Softly off glass. 34.2 seconds remaining. Streblo pushing it through the defense. Showing off that motor, but a double dribble for the freshman. That's something also to take away, too, if you're the coaching staff for the Hawkeyes, is how your freshmen played confidently and made an impact. Final seconds of this one in Iowa City. Everybody gets into the game, and Iowa continues to build the foundation of this new era.